Today, Profibus DP is one of the most commonly used networks in industrial automation. Profibus stands for Process Field Bus, and DP stands for Decentralized Peripherals. In this video, we're going to learn all about Profibus DP and what exactly it decentralizes. Imagine that we have a bunch of sensors and actuators in the field area that we want to connect to the PLC's I/O modules, which are located about 1,500 feet away in the control room. To do this, we need to connect each one of these sensors to the PLC with a separate wire. So bearing in mind the 1,500-foot distance, we're going to end up with a huge number of parallel wires, and this can increase the cost of installing the system. Now, let's see how the wiring will change when we utilize a Profibus DP network. Okay, at the moment, our I/O modules are situated right next to the CPU. To use Profibus DP, we can put an enclosure near the sensors in the field area and then move the I/O modules into it. Then we can connect the sensors to the I/O modules. Now, to enable data transfer between the PLC in the control room and the I/O modules in the new enclosure, we're going to install an IM, or interface module, here. Then we can use Profibus DP and an RS-485 cable to transfer all data. So previously, the PLC's I/O modules were arranged centrally, but by introducing a network bus between the main controller and its I/O modules, we decentralized the I/Os, moving them to this enclosure in the field area. That's why this type of Profibus has the added suffix of DP, or decentralized peripherals. We usually call these decentralized peripherals remote I/O. So using Profibus DP, instead of wiring each individual sensor, actuator, or other facility to the PLC individually, we can install a set of remote I/Os next to these facilities in the field area and then transfer the data to the control area using a single RS-485 cable. This can decrease the cost of wiring dramatically, and on top of that, since the data transmission method here is digital, industrial environment noise has less of an impact on data, so data communication between the control and field areas will be more robust. But there are a number of disadvantages with Profibus DP. For instance, because we are transferring data with a single cable, if it malfunctions in any way, we'll lose all the data from the field facilities. To prevent this problem, some applications have some of the main signals connected directly to the PLC and transfer the rest of the signals using Profibus DP. With this wiring configuration, even if the data cable goes down for any reason, the signals from important facilities are not lost. This method is called hybrid. Another solution is to utilize Profibus DP as a redundant network. In this method, we use two RS-485 cables to connect the remote I/Os to the PLC. In this configuration, if the main cable goes down, the data transfer can be switched to the reserve cable with no problems. So, to recap, Profibus DP is a type of industrial network which decreases the amount of wiring required by decentralizing the PLC's I/O modules. Okay, please subscribe to the